So you need to be able to find accurate news sources. How does one go about doing that? Well, again, here's a Blondie reference to one of the most important sites to fact check what's going on in the digital world, and that's Snopes.com. And this is an example of the Snopes main page. If you look at the link at the bottom of the page and you go there, you can type in a search phrase and you can try to verify whether or not stories you see are true or not. It may take a little bit of practice at the beginning so that you can actually get results that you want. But here's an illustration, an example of a story that was fairly recent, at least recent when I was making this film. The word was that Michelle Obama's mother is going to get this wonderful lifetime pension for merely looking after her grandkids. Fact-checking this, typed in what's in red here in quotation marks into the Snopes search engine, and you get this particular result. So it turns out to be a phony story, but how would you know that unless you could fact-check it? Here are some other sites that you can use to fact-check information that comes online. If one site doesn't have it, another site might. And here are 4 more sites. The cartoon refers to a Walt Disney falsehood that I knew I grew up believing, and probably many others did too. The idea that lemmings commit mass suicide every once in a while by running off a cliff. Something that a Disney movie made up, basically. Hard to believe, but it's true. Here's some examples of fake stories that have been released. Pictures are very powerful. 6,000 illegal immigrants arriving in Italy. And let's face it, we know from news reports that there are many, many migrants coming into Europe. And obviously, this is a plausible story. Turns out, completely phony. Another example of a story that a lot of people believe would be true. The idea that terrorists are hiding amongst the refugees that are coming into our country or countries in Europe. There's a couple of clues here to indicate that this was not true. It's gotten to the point where guests on television have basically said that this business of fact-checking is just unfair. People don't care about, what the media says. They're only caring about what the candidates say.